Hello, I'm Evangelist Carleen Pope, and welcome to this segment of Prophetic Insight. I don't know about you, but I'm expecting God to do some supernatural things on this week. This is Resurrection Week, so we're going into this week believing God that God is going to turn some things around. God is going to open some doors. He is going to restore some marriages and restore some relationships. He is going to bless your finances. He is going to give you that job that you've been asking God for. We have to believe God and have an expectation that He is going to do it. Well, let's look at 2 Kings, the 4th chapter, and we're going to start at the 17th verse. And the woman conceived and bare a son at that season that Elisha had said unto her, according to the time of life. And when the child was grown, it fell on a day that he went out to his father to the reapers. And he said unto his father, my head, my head. And he said to a lad, carry him to his mother. And when he had taken him and brought him to his mother, he sat on her knees until noon, and then died. And she went up and laid him on the bed of the man of God, and shut the door upon him, and went out. And she called unto her husband, and said, send me, I pray thee, one of the young men, and one of the asses, that I may run to the man of God, and come again. And he said, wherefore wilt thou go to him today? It is neither new moon nor Sabbath. And she said, it shall be well. Then she saddled an ass, and said to her servant, drive, and go forward. Slack not thy riding for me, except I bid thee. So she went and came unto the man of God to Mount Carmel. And it came to pass, when the man of God saw her afar off, that he said to Gehazi his servant, behold, yonder is the Shunammite woman. Run now, I pray thee, to meet her, and say unto her, is it well with thee? Is it well with thy husband? Is it well with thy child? And she answered, it is well. Well, it was pouring outside, but it looks like the sun wants to come out. I don't know about you. It may feel like you're in a storm right now, but I'm here to tell you that you are coming out of your storm. I want to encourage you today to be careful about what you speak out of your mouth. Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life is in the power of the tongue. What it means is that you have the power to speak blessings or cursings over your life and over your situation. You want to see things change around for you, be careful what you say. Job 22:28 says that thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. You didn't know you had that much authority, huh? Well, let me give you an example of a decree. Back when kings and queens ruled, the king would send out an official decree, and he would stamp it with his signet ring. That decree could not be changed or altered, neither by the king, queen, or anyone. That is what type of spiritual authority God has given his people, that we have the power to speak things concerning our situation and have our situation turn around for the good. If we want restoration for our marriage, begin decreeing that, God, I believe that you are restoring my marriage. I believe, God, that you are turning things around for my marriage. I'm believing that man or that woman is becoming the husband or wife that he or she should be. If you're looking for a job, I'm decreeing, Lord, that you are creating a job especially for me. Not only for me to pay my bills, but enough for resources, for additional resources as well. When you are living right and your decrees line up with the Word of God, nothing is impossible. God can turn your situation around instantaneously. In this story, we see that the Shunammite woman had a child. He was a child of promise. The prophet to whom she built a room wanted to bless her with something she did not have, which was children. The story goes on to say that she did have a child. The child is now a youth. He's working in the field with his father and suddenly becomes ill. Later in the story, it is told that the child sits on his mother's lap and he dies. She takes the child, put the child in the prophet's room, the room that she built for the prophet, not telling her husband anything about her child's death. She asked her husband, "Can you give me a donkey and a servant? I need to run an errand." She needed to find the man of God. Afar off, the man of God saw the Shunammite woman, and he asked his servant, "Run to her and see if she's okay." He went to her and he said, "Is it all right with you? Is it all right with your husband? And is it all right with your child?" Her response is, "It is well." What a wonderful faith. We need to ask God for an "it is well" type of faith. You see, from the time you pray to the time you receive your prayer answered, it is a span of time that we will call an "it is well" type of faith. In spite of your circumstances, in spite of how it looks, we will trust God. That's the type of faith we need. In any situation, if someone asks you, "How is that going for you?" It is well. "How is your marriage?" It is well. "How are your finances?" It is well. "How are those children that are on drugs?" It is well. "How is your health today?" It is well. When our mouths line up with the Word of God, we can expect supernatural things to happen on our behalf. We can expect God to turn some things around. So let us decree today, it is well in our circumstances. I don't care how it looks in the natural. I'm trusting God. I'm believing God is going to open some doors. I'm believing God is going to heal my body. I'm believing God in my situation. When we get an "it is well" type of faith, we can expect supernatural things to happen for us. We can expect God to intervene in our situation. Well, you ask me, how did the story end? She got her miracle. Her child became alive again. She put her faith and her speech together, and it produced miracles on her behalf. Well, thank you for joining this segment of Prophetic Insight.